Hello and welcome back, my dear students. How are you doing today? In the last video we learnt about G Suite, the applications, the collection of all the applications that are provided to us by Google for free. So today we will be learning about Adobe Animate Cc, a program, an application, a software developed by Adobe so that we can make animated pictures, animated videos and like that. So let's see what are we going to actually study in details in this chapter. So in this chapter we are going to learn how to start the program, what are the elements, what are the various elements of this application, how do we set a property, what are the various tools for drawing, text, selection, coloring and transforming objects, how do we group and ungroup the objects, and how do we import graphics on the stage or save a file. So let's begin with this chapter. So first we will go forward to read all the text from the book, and then afterwards I'll share with you a basic animation as to how to do it. So we all love watching animated movies and playing games, but do you have any idea how are these created? So the animated movies that we watch, the games that we play are creating using such animation softwares. For example, Adobe Animate Cc, which we're going to learn in this chapter. So what is animation? Basically it's nothing but that individual static images. So an image that is not moving, it is called a static image, right? And when they are combined together to create an illusion of movement is called animation. So animation is nothing but the combination of individual static images combined together and which creates an illusion of movement. So if you look at these three images, 1, 2 and 3, right, they are all screenshots of what a person or what a cartoon looks like when they're running, right? The leg is behind, this running stance is shown here, and then this leg is inside here. So if you clip on all these and just create a video out of it, create an animation and join them all, it will look like an animation of that showcases movement of a person who is running, right? And that illusion of movement is called an animation. Adobe Animate Cc, and full form of Cc is Creative Cloud, is one of the software which is used for creating animated movies and games. Earlier this software was known as Adobe Flash Professional, so the former name to this was Flash. And with this help of this software we can combine images, videos, audios and other effects to create animations, right? And now let's look at the advantages of Animate Cc. We do not need programming skills, it's very easy to learn. It enables you to create interactive movies for the web and other publishing media. It's simple to use with easy controls. So that is how Adobe Animate Cc looks when you open it. This is the interface of it. So all the features of this application, this software are that this is the timeline. Then we have frame view, whereby we see each frame acting or showing. Then we have the library. Now let's look here. So what is a stage? This is the stage, the area where all the graphics, text or videos are placed to make some effect on them, right? The area is rectangle and by default, remember that it is in your exercise, and with the dimensions of 550 pixels and 400 pixels wide, right? So this is the work area. This area is called the work area, but this is called the stage, okay? And another fact bit is also added here, that a pixel is a picture element and it is a single point in a graphic image. To create images, pixels are used. Now let's look at what a timeline is, library panel, tool panels and all these features of the software. It's the area where sequencing and timing of graphics and other elements of a movies are done for creating the animation, right children? So this is the area which we call as timeline. This shows the play head, the time stamps, and then these are the frames that are added here, okay? And the playhead tells you which frame is currently displayed on the stage. So since this is the playhead, the marked area on the timeline, this showcases, this displays that this is the current frame that is currently playing. Exactly this position is the frame that is currently playing. Library panel, it's where you store and organize the symbols created in Animate And then what are the tools panel? So tools are the various features, various options available to us through which we can color or add text, select something, manipulate some of our data, crop something, like that. So all these are tools. These areas contain drawing, painting and selection tools. The view area is this one. It helps us to, it contains modifiers, right? It contains tools for zoom. So magnifying glass is the tool for zooming, and then panning in the application window, right? Then we have the colors tool. It contains modifiers for stroke and fill colors. So you can modify your stroke, you can use a brush, you can use some other shape, straight line, curve line, so all these things. And then you also have fill colors. You can change the color of your foreground and background, right? The option area contains, so this is the option area. It contains the modifiers for currently selected tools. So the tool that we select, the detailed options of the tool, particular tool, come and are showcased in the options tab. Okay, so modifiers affect the tool's painting or editing operations. Then we have properties panel, and which helps us in changing the commonly used properties of a tool. So for example here the frames per second sort of setting is provided here. The size of the stage is represented here. So 515 to 400, which is the default one, that's here. Background color of the stage can also be changed from the properties panel, right? It helps us by saving our time, and we do not have to open multiple panels for changing the properties, right? Now let's see how can we set documents property. So each time when we open Animate CC, the application opens a new file with the default settings for the movie properties. To change these document settings like frame rate, background, color, etc., we can follow these steps provided to us. We can change the width and height of the stage. We can change the background color when we start the application through these document property options. Okay, then we have drawing tools. These are a variety of tools that can be used for making the animation look more attractive. So different tools such as drawing, painting and other options are provided to us. Now let's look at the tools in detail. How can we use a line tool to draw straight line, or how can we create a curved line using the same tool? Okay, so let's see. So you can draw straight lines using the line tool. To draw straight line, follow the given steps. Click on the line tool in the tools panel. In the properties inspector, select the stroke color, line thickness or line style if desired. On the stage, click the mouse button. So like that, if we follow all these steps, we will be able to create a line in our Animate CC on the stage. And after we read all the text, after we're through with the text, I also create a brief animation in the software. Now to add curve to a line, a straight line can be changed into curve by using the given steps. So first after drawing a line, we click on the selection tool, then we move the pointer on the line, click and change the line to a curve, and then we'll just drag the line to create a curve symbol. Then we have pencil tools. It draws freehand lines in 3 different modes. So we can use the straighten mode, we can use the smooth mode, or we can use the ink mode. Now all these 3 are different in a way. For example, a smooth one draws very smooth curved lines. In the straighten, it is used to draw straight lines, but is the default modifier of the pencil tool. And with the ink one, it is used to draw freehand lines with no modification applied. So freehand is like this. We can create anything using freehand tool. So these are the demonstrations here. Then we have a pen tool, which is used to draw precise paths, a straight line or smooth flowing curves. So these are the steps that we'll follow here. Then we have rectangle tools. Rectangles and squares are the basic shapes available with most of the drawing software packages. So rectangle shape is very common and we sort of need it in any application that we use. So the rectangle tool in animation lets you draw squares and rectangles with ease, and it also has an option which can be used to create rounded corners. So for example, this figure has rounded corners as well, and this has something negative value for the corner radius, so which is why it will not be rounded outside but on the inside. So it could look like this, but instead it looks like this, right? This area has been disappeared, and it is why it is called negative corner radius. Okay. Then we have a Polystar tool, which is nothing but a tool for us to draw polygons or stars. So polygon is nothing but a figure, is an enclosed figure which has sides more than 3. So a triangle is a figure with 3 sides. Anything with more than 3 is a polygon. So a rectangle, it's a polygon. A rhombus, it's a polygon. A square, it's a polygon. Parallelogram, trapezium, they're all polygons. Even hexagon, which has 6 sides, octagons, nonagons, and like that. So enter a number from 3 to 32. It means that we can select a polygon and then we can enter the number of sides, and then for star point size enter the number 0 through 1 to specify the depth of star points. Okay, so let's see what that means. So if we select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so this is a heptagon, and now it has created a heptagon. For drawing a star, now number of sides is equals to 10, so that means there will be 10 arrows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As you can see, the outer edges will be 10, right? And the star point size is equal to 0. So this is not as big as we would have it if we enter a size of, let's say, 5 or 6 or something like that, right? Then we have the text tool. Goes without saying that this would be used to insert text on the stage, and we can set various attributes, like we can select the font, we can select the font family or font size, like that. Then we have the selection tools. So selection tools are nothing but the tools to help us select a figure. So for example, if I click on here in the application, this would select the square figure, and then we can do some or the other operation to modify it. Okay, now the selection tool and the sub-selection tool, let's see what is the difference between both of them. So in Animate CC you can use selection, sub-selection and lasso tools to select objects. When you select objects or strokes, Animate highlights them with a marquee. So marquee is what? Dotted line, dotted figure to demonstrate that something has been selected. You can choose to select an object's strokes or only it fills. Okay, the selection tools, what does it do? Let's see. The tool lets you select elements such as shapes, strokes, fills, symbols in the work area by clicking on it. So if I click on it, it will select and it will look something like this. So the figure will be bordered with the marquee. And to select several objects, we have to hold down the shift key as well. Then we have sub-selection tool. It is used to select and move point of an object or edit paths between the adjacent points. So let's see how that works. Now we have coloring tools, which is brush tool, paint bucket tool and other tools, right? So the first and foremost tool is brush tool. It draws brushes like strokes as if you're painting, right? It lets you create special effects including calligraphic effects. The following are the painting modes which can be selected from the option area. So you know that option areas contain more and more modifiers for any tool that we select. Paint normal, it paints over lines and fills on the same layer. It fills empty areas, leaving lines unaffected. Then we have paint behind, paint selection and paint inside. Reading each one of them will give you a clear idea about what this is. Then we have a paint bucket tool. It is used to fill enclosed areas of objects with colors or change the existing color with a single click. So an enclosed object means that something that is closed, right? So there's no open end, but is this enclosed? No, this is an open end. So if we fill the color here with a bucket tool, it will fill the whole thing at once automatically, right? We can also change the color by just clicking on the different color and then clicking it here. Then we have the eraser tool, which helps you to remove unwanted strokes and fills. It's more like the Microsoft Paint only, but the really advanced version of it. And the tools and the features, I am sure you all are well acquainted with them, right? So let's see what an eraser tool does. It removes unwanted strokes and fills, and these are the steps that you'll use to use one. You just click on the tool and then you'll click on the eraser mode. You will change the modifier and select the required eraser. The following are different eraser mode modifiers. You can select the erase normal, erase fills, lines, selected fills, erase inside. So these are the various options. So, and a little bit of demonstration is also present here. Don't forget to look at it. Now let's look at the next feature that we have. We can draw an object. We'll select the pencil tool from the tool section, and then we can select the black color, and then we can also choose the stroke size from the modifiers that are present in the options tab. Similar, then step 3 and 4, we just have to draw our fish with the free hand, right? And we can also draw a leaf as is presented in this book, or you can just select any pattern that you would like to. So once you will follow all these steps, you will have created your animation like this. And then the next features include transforming objects. So transforming simply means that you are either rotating the object, or are you changing the length and the width of the object, right? So we have free transform tool, and then by that we can also then modify it in the options tab again. So depending on the element you select, you can freely transform, rotate, skew or scale or distort the element. So these are the various the types of transformation that we have available to us. So in this step, let's see what we are trying to do here to rotate our star figure. So select a graphic object. So how will we select? We'll just go on the object and then select it using the left click, and then we'll group instance or text block on the stage using the selection tool. A boundary without any square boxes appears around the object, which is nothing but marquees. We just discussed about it. In the step 2, select the free transformation tool. A bounding box with small squares appears during the transform operations that involve dragging. So now we have options to move the selection. If we want to move, we can move that, and if we want to rotate it, we can simply just click on any of these circles and rotate or move our object as to our thought process. Then we have options to skew it as well. So position the inner pointer on the outline between the transformation handles and drag. So if we select a marquee from here and then you position this point and then you drag it further, you will be able to skew your selection. Similarly, you can also distort your shapes like that. Then we'll see how to group and ungroup any of our animations or in the timeline. So to control elements as a single object, we can group them. So if we want to group all these elements like the fish, the leaf, the pot, we can just all select them by how will we select them? You can easily select and move the drawing as a whole. So to select the objects you want to include in a group, what will you do? You will just click select them all firstly, and then you will press Ctrl+G. Now this will be selected and they are now grouped together. Similarly, you can also ungroup them back by pressing Ctrl+Shift+G all at once. Now we'll look at how to import our files, import our graphics on the stage. So we'll go on file and then choose import. Now click on import to stage. If you choose to import to library, the image will be saved in the library panel, right? In the step 3, we will see that the import dialog box will appear. From this, we can select any of our images, required images to the open button, right? And this way we will have our image imported to our stage. Now after all the editing has been performed, we can save our animated file by just following these steps. We'll click on file and then we'll just save as our program. The dialog box will be appeared, and then we'll specify the name of the file and choose the save button. The format for saving the file will be FLA, so it reminds you of Flash because that was its former name, and like that. Now we'll go further and create a basic animation using the software. Alright children. I hope you enjoyed learning about this software, and if you find any problems, just let me know in the comments below. I'll help you solve them. Thank you. Bye bye.